Welcome to this edition of ATV News. I'm Kelly Winter. Corporations are considered persons under U.S. law. Activists say Great Salt Lake should be considered a person and given the same rights. A USU socioecologist made a film imagining the lake's experience as its ecosystem collapses.
That shimmering terminal ache.
About 100 people watched two dancers on the shores of the Great Salt Lake at the film screening Tuesday night. One wears a mask to represent a phalarope bird struggling to survive at the water where levels are decreasing, and the toxic dust from the exposed lake bed is increasing. One of the dancers says she cares because she must.
We need to be able to breathe air, and without the lake's survival, we will have to move. And it's kind of this really urgent crisis we face that the birds face as well.
My grandmother called her grandmother water. So that's the perspective I had growing up.
After the film panelists shared their ideas on how to address the issues facing the Great Salt Lake, one listener says she does not believe individual actions will help.
I feel like individual action doesn't do much. And until we actually, band together and do something about it as a collective, it's not going to do anything. Me condensing my showers from 5 minutes to 4 minutes is not going to do anything.
You can learn more about the crises the Great Salt Lake faces through the Great Salt Lake Collaborative. There's a link for that on our Facebook page. What do you get when you combine skiing and horseback riding? A good time near Bear Lake.
This is legit. These guys and gals that are...
Garden City held their 4th annual skijoring event. Skijoring is where a horse and a rider pull a skier over ramps and past rings they're supposed to grab. They started with beginners, some took more than 2 minutes, and some didn't finish at all. The pros take about 20 seconds to get through the whole course.
This is legit. These guys and gals that are following the circuits and competing, they are pros. They practice, they know what they're doing. They're not out here to get hurt. They're out here to put down the fastest, hardest time they can and go home and make it profitable.
Skijoring is getting to be more popular in the western states and have been seen in Colorado and now even Utah. What could you do with the close to 100 rolls of duct tape? Last week, students used that to make boats.
On your mark, get set, go!
Racers paddled in the Hyper Pool during the cardboard boat race, an event held during Engineers Week. In the annual event, builders raced boats they made from cardboard and duct tape. They also competed to see which boat could hold the most people. This is the boat that won, taking on 13 before it sunk. Organizers say although it's fun, there's more to the event.
I think that's a very important thing as working as an engineer, is being able to communicate and work with others.
Engineering students showed off different projects to help the public Thursday. You could see R2-D2 roaming the halls, a solution reaction, or run your own hydraulics. The egg drop let engineers build pods to protect an egg from breaking. One kid's egg out of 3 that we saw survived the drop.
It's important to show younger generations what engineering is, especially because engineering is so cool and it's the way our world works.
Last was the spaghetti bridge, where students used pasta and sweets to build a bridge they designed. Then their bridge was weighed down by beans to see how much it could hold before it collapsed. We're starting to get that warm weather a feel for the warm weather. The current temperature is 39 degrees. USU women's gymnastics went up against 3 schools. We'll show you how they did. Have you ever wondered what kind of rocks you may have picked up at the park or at the beach? We'll tell you how these people's rocks got identified.
This is Dave. This is Bob. Dave took multimedia boot camp. Bob did not.
We need company headshots.
I've worked on headshots before and I would be happy to do it again.
We also need to finish our company advertisement video.
I already have a shot list and it's ready for you to approve.
Bob, would you be willing to work on our company podcast?
I would be happy to take care of that.
You're so prepared. You deserve a promotion.
Be like Dave and take multimedia boot camp at Utah State. Get
Hello, parents and prospective freshmen of Utah State. You seem tense. Please, take a load off. Here at Utah State, we know the value of balance in student life. Balance. Balance. Balance! Utah State Student Housing, a balanced way of life.
Welcome to ATV Sports. I'm Jackson Day. Utah State Gymnastics hosted Boise State, Iowa State, and Texas Women's in a quad meet at the D. Glenn Smith Spectrum Friday. On vault, senior Brianna Brooks led the Aggies, scoring a season-high 9.850 in the first rotation. On her way to the bars, USU junior Danny Christine recorded a 9.725, and fifth-year senior Lexi Aragon scored a 9.750 in the second rotation. On beam, Utah State senior Jenna Eagles scored a 9.825, placing 10th in the third rotation. Finally, the Aggies hit the floor for the final rotation. Freshman Nyla Moribito tied for 10th with a score of 9.850. Ostendorf tied her own career high with a 9.925, placing second with a score of 196.275 overall. The Utah State women's basketball team lost to Colorado State over the weekend at the D. Glenn Smith Spectrum. 8 minutes into the first quarter, and Finley goes for the three-pointer. Sky Miller now has the ball, makes her way to the hoop, and scores just in time. Sky Miller again has the ball. She passes it to Olivia Knapp, who passes it again to Cheyenne Stubbs. Stubbs makes the three-point shot. At the end of the first quarter, CSU is up 22-11. CSU has the ball, and McKenna Hofschild gets a layup. Stubbs sinks another three-pointer, and the second quarter ends CSU 46, USU 35. The ball goes to McKenna Hofschild. She passes it to Hannah Ronsick, and she makes the three-point shot. McKenna Hofschild has the ball again. The ball is passed to Sydney Meck, and she gets the ball into the hoop. McKenna Hofschild passes the ball to Sydney Meck. Finley has the ball and makes her way up to the hoop and makes it in. Marta Limena takes the ball and goes all the way to the hoop and makes it in. At the end of the third quarter, CSU 72 and USU 43. Finley has the ball and makes it in for a three-point shot. Hannah Ronsick takes over and passes it to Marta Limena and gets the ball into the hoop. At the end of the fourth quarter, the score is CSU 74 to USU 51. Marta Limena passes the ball to Caitlin Crocker, who gets it in. Caitlin Crocker takes the ball all the way to the hoop and gets it in. Aliweta has the ball, she passes it to Stubbs, and Stubbs makes the three-point shot. Stubbs passed the ball, and Cheyenne jumps for a three-pointer. Sky Miller passes the ball to Stubbs. She throws the ball and makes a three-point shot. USU lost the game to CSU with a score of 68-90. Now that's all for sports. I'll pass you back to the desk.
Thanks, Jackson. It seems like everyone has a souvenir rock at home they've picked up somewhere. How do we know this? Dozens of people brought them to be identified at the Geology Department's annual Rock and Fossil Day. Besides finding out their rock's history, there were 3 floors filled with activities. They included digging for your own fossils and learning about rocks and fossils. Most of it was geared towards kids.
You never know where you might find your joy or a passion, and so for us to be able to share this information with especially the kids, but with the whole community, we hope that somebody will find their passion that they may not know they have had.
So Tums are made of a thing called calcium carbonate.
These girls played matching games where they paired rocks and minerals with household items they go into, and others got to learn more about dinosaur claws. Thank you for joining us. You can find this and other editions of ATV News on our Facebook page. Have a great week, Cache Valley.